G'day punters, welcome to the Mailbags preview show, part 1. The Sydney show will be available tomorrow morning. We're going to be recording that Friday morning. Here we are Thursday morning recording what will be a preview of the Blue Diamond, the Futurity and the Oakleigh plate from Caulfield. Basically every race on that card is an absolute ripper. We'll be back on course, can't wait. Thank God it was only 5 days. Jack Dickens, Shane Shirley joined me to preview the 3 Melbourne races. Dicko, good little day at Sandown yesterday. You're probably a bit stiff though in that you backed, what was it, Diamonds and whatever it was called? Diamonds and Stones early and it drifted and still won.
Well, I don't know. How do you handle that? Like, I thought it'd be on-pace bias, which it was. So then it's race 5. So the market's now aware it's on-pace bias. So you probably, like, normally the on-pace horses aren't that soft.
Yeah, but it was.
So I thought, like, let's get set early. They completely hammered the other horse with Harder Croissants, but no one told John Allen. It was just like 20 lengths off them. That horse pulled up lame. We're going to have to. There's a lot of lame talk about the big. Going to be a big lane sort of 20 minutes because the Blue Diamond favourite's now lane. But I feel like we left a bit. We won, but we could have won a lot more again yesterday. It's been a little bit of a thing. So we'll hopefully get a fast track on Saturday and cash in. But we've had a good bet at Warrnambool today. I think will start like $1.80 a win.
Okay, nice.
Hopefully we get a little bit of cash at Pakenham tonight.
Speaking of Warrnambool, Jack, is that where that Heart of Puissance is heading? Around May?
It'd have to, wouldn't it?
Geez, I hope it can jump. Never, ever again.
Welcome to the show, Shane Shirley. You've got a busy few days coming up, so it's good of you to help dip your toe into Caulfield. But what have we got? Doomben, Sunny Coast, a lot.
I'm purely here to keep Jack on his toes when we're talking about Melbourne. I'll happily play devil's advocate for the next 20 minutes here. A little bit going on. Doomben Thursday afternoon, Sunny Coast Friday night. Saturday is Eagle Farm, which will be very light because there's not many acceptances. Gold Coast, Toowoomba, rest. Might have Sunday off. There we go.
What have you got? What have you got on, Peter?
Ascot haven't started outside of the map, so I'll knock that off today. There's also Kojonup Cup for anyone who wants to head out to Kojonup. I'm not sure you'll be able to bet on it with the tab, but I think the Kojonup Cup has 5 horses, I think, so I'm looking forward to doing the form for that. Caulfield, race 6, the Futurity, 1400, weight for age, blah, blah, blah. Market, Behemoth, favourite, 320. Probabile 360, Arcadia Queen 6, Old Kirk 7, Karen McAvoy, Scary Behaviour, Gate 1. Why is he in the state? This race isn't even worth $1 million, is it? It's only 500,000 Group 1. Surely he doesn't travel for that.
I can't. I don't know. Like, just how much do they love cash, eh?
Well,
like we couldn't get Curly to risk catching COVID to come down for a piss up and to play golf. K-Mac's just like, I'll come down just for that little bit of increased prize money, please. I want to buy my 15th house in the last 2 years. Like, it's unbelievable. I'm going to be against him, marking against him in the prices all day. Caulfield's a tactical little track. If you watch and listen to the Sydney stuff, the boys are very anti Karen at the moment, but he is a proper rider, and they often come good around this time of year. So hopefully we can be against him and get a result on Saturday. But starting to get a little bit scared of being too against the sort of the big dogs.
It's interesting. Like, I think that, like, I'll get into this a bit later about jockeys and drinking their own bathwater and reading social media and liking tweets. But it's not that you're having a crack at Karen, right? It's human nature that he's going to look after himself during the week and get around safely in the BM70s at Kensington when you've got to be in the outside 2 lanes, and if you can't get there, stiff shit. Then when you come and play grand final day Group 1, you're elite.
Yeah.
Human nature.
Yeah.
I'm playing forward pocket in the 2s And I'm saving myself to pop up in a prelim final and kick 5 and get my team through to the granny and then kick 4 there. And then that's all the people remember for the season. They don't remember I didn't lay one tackle during the year.
You don't win premierships in February.
The brightest stars shine brightest on the biggest stage, Jack.
Yep. Yeah, we're singing the same song here. Like
he's unbettable during the week.
Yeah.
From a wagering perspective.
I think first up in Melbourne, happy to risk where I can.
Same with
I'm
Pike.
not penning a horse because he's on it. I'm just like sort of marking him down as a rider when he's on them. But still might be a bet. You never know.
So it's an easy job for you this Saturday, isn't it? You've got Pike turning back up. You've got Karen McAvoy. You can just pen both of those who are going to be on probably 10 to 20% of the market depending on the race. So, that doesn't leave you with many options. So what, Behemoth?
Well, I think Streets of Avalon will be suited the way the track will probably race. If it's hot again here today, it's been hot all week. It should be fast. It should favour the fastest horses, which will be on speed. I think Crosshaven plays a role here. Probably if it rolls forward, it drops 3 kilos. It's up in trip. But if it's a good 3, does that suit this horse? Wouldn't it rather a little bit of give?
Nah. It'll be fine.
Anyway, I'm just sort of building up to. I think Behemoth is about $1.80 chance and almost a moral. I think from barrier 2, if he wants to stay off the fence, if he needed to, he still could because there's enough tactical speed in this horse versus a few horses that want further. He'll be behind the good speed. It goes. I don't know how many Group 1s Todd Pennell's ridden, but I'm tipping it's at least 100 less than Damien Oliver. It's an enormous jockey switch. The horse is it's 2 from 2 track and trip. It's 2 from 3 track. It's 400 metres is its go. It SP'd $11, I think, maybe in the Everest. So it's got proper dash. The market respected it in the best sprint race in Australia. I just think it's pretty fucking bomb-proof, isn't it?
Yes.
They're all good points. We have seen Todd Pennell win on the horse before, early in its prep before it comes across the border, and then Willow take over, obviously. But Willow Ollie, there's no...
Well, I think it's that sort of horse too, though. That's perfect for the Group 1, the big dogs in Victoria hate leading, love stalking.
Yep.
When they stalk, they always get a run, and this is a stalking horse.
Like a couple of punters I know. I love stalking.
I thought, Old Kirk up in trip ticks a few boxes. But loses J-Mac, gets K-Mac, Void, and drawn barrier 1 with not a heap of early speed. So I suspect it hits the line pretty well, but it just might be sort of Probabile and then Behemoth are off and gone. And I think that Crosshaven and Streets of Avalon will go quick enough. I reckon Too Close to the Sun will get crossed first up. Do you think that, Peter?
Yeah, I would have thought so. I think they'll take a sit with it. But mind you, it actually ran pretty well first up last prep in Perth. It ran second behind Inspirational Girl, who collared it again in the Kingston Town. So not the Kingston Town, the Railway. So handy enough.
Lindsay Smith's a great trainer, but we backed this thing, and I think it won in the Warrnambool Carnival last year. It's different gravy.
Yeah, exactly.
Behemoth SP'd $11 in the Everest. No.
Don't disagree.
Oh, we'll go around millions anyway.
What about Crosshaven with the blinkers going on? Does it find the fence first and then hand up to Streets of Avalon?
No. Zach Spain doesn't cross it. Zach Spain sits outside of it. No, there's no way he rolls forward. Takes it on. I reckon they sit 1-2 off each other.
Do you reckon Streets of Avalon happy to sit outside the leader?
Yep, sits outside the leader, and I can't see Stackhouse or Zach Spain going handlebars down, as they leave the corner. They're going to nurse all the while. You've got D Lane and Oliver just stalking up behind and building momentum, no doubt. Could be a bit of a car crash for Ollie if he finds the fence, or the coffin, and they do go too slow, and it lets like old Kirk or something build a bit of momentum on the outside. But like if you look back, I don't know, it was the second Group 1 at one at Caulfield. Like Willow like pushed his way out. That was in the straight and still got there. And that was with 60 kilos.
Yeah, it's huge.
Maybe 61. Like the other thing with those two track and trip stats is it carried 59 and 60 kilos when it did it. So we try and sort of bet around favourites, I think, particularly Peter and I. I've tried to find like sort of why it's not a bet, and everything it says it's a big bet.
Very good. Quick question, Mr. Quickie. 2 trials going into this. It did run really well first up last prep, this track and distance. What did you think of the trials?
Solid.
Just okay?
Just okay. It's too hard to catch this horse. If it gets out for $25, which it well could, late on the fair, start to think about it. I've currently marked it about $28. So but it could get there.
Yeah.
I think they're going to back Behemoth, and they might back Probabile.
We haven't said much about
Arcadia Queen will get out to double figures. And I reckon they'll back either Crosshaven or Streets of Avalon, because it will look like it's on pace up to now, I'd say.
So I thought, like, Behemoth settle in front of Probabile, and Probabile won't be able to get past him with, like, all things being equal.
Oh, I think Ollie will, if he can, he'd kick up, get off the fence, and make Damien Lane think.
Make a decision, yeah.
I think ideally, like, he makes Probabile work and gets that drag. That's how they think, the big guys. That's what they love. They love cover.
Mm.
You know, okay. I think Behemoth is a really, really good bet here, and will probably win.
All right, very good. Full stop. Let's have a look at the Blue Diamond, because that's where all the interest has been this morning, because Enthar has, well, it's been announced that it's lame in a near 4, something like that. Not sure if anyone else has an update to that.
I remember Kieran Maher had, like, it might have been like the catchy Blue Diamond. Was it Jukebox or something? He had one then that was like scratched because it was lame by the vets. It was right in the market. I can't remember what it's called. I'd half heard that there was something amiss. Now there's Enthar is being reported lame, Dosh, and one other.
Marine 1.
Marine 1. I don't think Marine 1's almost irrelevant here with the map. It's just going to get. It's an awful map with the blinkers too, so it's going to be hard for them to snick, but they're probably going to have to. Dosh, scary. Like, it's a map horse. It's going to put itself right there on the button and go well. There's a stack of speed here. I think Dosh, Pegasi, Enthar, Absela, Jigsaw, and General Bow sort of the dominant speed. I think Jigsaw gets a lovely run from 4 in behind the speed. General Bow could get crossed and buried, but it also could just kick up, especially if you lose Dosh and Enthar, all of a sudden the map looks a lot softer for General Bow. I love Anamoy, but like, well, what's Ollie going to do from 15?
Probably at best worse than midfield, 3 wide with cover.
I thought he, like, last year might have been. Was last year Montesira?
Yes, I think so.
Sort of had the same setup there, like a really progressive horse. I think he was sort of like worse than midfield, like 3 or 4 wide. But the horses up the inside on speed were just like, they had too much of a like tactical racetrack advantage. It's a very fucking hard place to win from, back and wide at Caulfield out of these shoots.
Yeah.
And there's so much speed here. I think it's very hard to say anything here too clearly because the favourite's lame. If the favourite runs and you trust the stable, I think it's going to win. I think it'll win. But how do you, like, how can you'd be stupid to bet. You'd be reckless, in my opinion, to bet now into this race, because it's all on speculation.
Yes.
Can I throw out one that you might want to consider having a bet on? If you back Jigsaw last start and it's got SP over Animo, it was 4 wide, no cover. It's still been run third, beaten 1.4 lengths. At double figures, that's probably the one that the market might come into late.
I'd say that's an outstanding push.
Like
That's sort of what I was getting to. Like with the map, it's bomb-proof now.
Yeah, exactly. It almost SP'd the same as General Bow, and General Bow's been, like, you can't argue with any of the figures it's produced. It has been up probably a little bit longer than most of these, but it's come back really well this prep, unbeaten.
But that's why it's so hard to talk about. Like, if they scratch Enther, what price is General Bow? You know, like, it'll start favourite, I think. But I do agree. I think Jigsaw and General Bow are the, like, 2 and 3 picks in the race from that Anamoy. Now, this Artorias is back in trip. Fascinating setup. Grand final camp. But it's not a grand final preparation. Maybe it's just like a beast. They put the blinkers on. There's blinkers going on Construct, I think. There's a stack of them that'll show a little bit more speed than they usually did, but there's already so much speed here that the map just looks like complete and utter mess. I think that Artorias will get going late. Anamoy will be strong late. But I think Enther, Jigsaw, or General Bow will be off and gone and too hard to catch. Very, very hard race to stamp something with the favourite lane. But I don't mind the favourite being 3 wide, target lower style on the speed out of this shoot. It's fine. I'd almost rather that than where General Bow might end up in the coffin here.
Yep. Okay. Very good. Shall we have a look at the final Group 1? And I guess out of the 3, this is far and away the most difficult race to do the form for. The Oakleigh played over the 1,100 metres. And Ancestry's current favourite at 550. Then you're out to Anders at 8. Dirty Work 950. Zatori 10. Celebrity Queen's pretty much the same. Upwards the rest. Deep race, lots going on. Let's start with the favourite Ancestry 550. My initial take was that looked pretty short to me on just pure punting form data.
Yeah. If they've been winning on the speed, I think it might start $4 and be pretty hard to catch. Like, I don't like anything. I think Garner's the one at odds that will run a good race. I think $15 is very, very fat. I'm not going to bet yet, but if I was, I'd be with Ancestry and more so Anders, who's had 3 good trials, like strong trials. 17 is a good draw for that horse. It's faster than all those horses, maybe except Ancestry. But they can just roll across and set up the speed. Now, this is race 8. So, how's the track played? By then you know and you can make a decision. And also, we're going to be there and watch them parade and get a clearer view. I've watched the trials, but we'll gain just as much intel from how forward they are in the yard. I think Garner from 2 has to get a pretty good run as long as it doesn't get buried the fence. I think Dirty Work's going to get buried the fence. Bold Star I wanted to find, but Paddy Maloney from 12 is just sort of, I can get it to around sort of $25, which is what it is now. So you're probably going to get 35 come jump, so that you could be small with it. Zutori gets a nice run, I think, from 7 of the sort of competitive horses, and then horses like Brooklyn Hustle. If they're running on and swooping, it can win big time. Same with Hanseatic, same with Prophet's Thumb, but I'm tipping they won't be. I think the horse that can't win, that's like half in the market, is Pikes. Like, I don't understand how it's $10 and Garner's $15.
Yeah, I'm not sure that form out of the Winterbottom's necessarily stacked up either.
Its peak figures over 400 metres. That's a completely different sport to 1,100 metres.
Yep.
It's drawn barrier 3 and hasn't got a lot of speed. No way. It should be $25, $30, I think. Wouldn't be surprised. Basically, Anders or Ancestry cross lead. One of them shows up and keeps going, very hard to catch. I think Garner's going to be strong late. Boldstaff still be strong, but I just can't. He's going to lose momentum. He's favourite to lose momentum at some point. Zutori from 7 will get a lovely, lovely run, and that stable is absolutely deadly first up.
Yeah, and it ran second in this race last year, beaten half a length behind Piggy, I think, wasn't it?
Year, Peter, if you remember?
Yep.
Torture.
Talk to me about like actual form here, like with actual real horses, and not these like lightly raced up and comers. Like, give me a spell, Anders, right?
Yeah.
Like Dirty Work and Zutori are the only real horses in this race, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, you could say that. I think Zutori is going to get a better run in this race than Dirty Work.
Yeah,
like when Pike won on Dirty Work at Caulfield, it was like a 6-horse race, and he just got through his gears perfectly.
Yeah, but it carried Pike, so you would have added 10 kilos, so it's gone enormous.
It did go enormous, but it's going to need a great run, great ride here.
So you've also added 10 kilos to this because you've got Kieran from gate 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, he's probably going to end up 3-back the fence, isn't it? That's the negative.
Problem. Yeah.
It'll all depend on how the track plays, I suppose, on the day. But
yeah, like it might be, we really want to be with Rails and Run because that's where they've been winning from all day. And then Dirty Work comes right on the calculation for me. But I don't think that'll be the case.
I don't know. I just look at the horses that it's been running against, and look at the horses it's been beating. Well, they're the best sprinters.
I do think, like on a form sort of point of view, Portland Sky can win. Just wish they sort of looked after you a bit more with the price to make it like more tempting. It's knocked over Asar and Tagaloa, who have run enormous figures last week at Flemington. It's run like 4th to September run, 5th to Muntasira. At SP, $12 versus September run there that day at Flemington. We know it handles the bend at Caulfield. It's got 50 kilos from barrier 5. I think that's a pretty strong case for that horse as well.
It is $15. How much do you want?
I thought you might get like 25.
You probably will late on the fair, I would imagine. I think a lot of these will get out. If they're making ground, I'm really keen to have something on, like a throw at Hanseatic. Has that horse had a jump out that you've seen?
I haven't watched this yet, no.
It's just such a strong Caulfield horse.
Very early on a Thursday. We were betting all day yesterday. Yeah. I've done all the form for Warrnambool and Pakenham. I've just sort of watched the trials here for the ones that I've found.
Yeah. And
the ones that mapped well. But Hanseatic's with the Freedmans, you're not going to learn a lot, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
We would have just had a little soft run.
Oh. I still think I'll be happy to have a 6-pack of goat on Dirty Work beating Anders and Sestry, huh?
Yeah, okay. Done.
So I have to beat both or one?
Well...
You nominate.
No, I was got to make this fair for you.
Doesn't matter. I've got Karen in gate 1. I'm adding 3 lengths. You're taking 10 off.
Yeah, so I get a 6-pack and you get a case or something.
I don't care. I'm happy to just bet even money just for Charlie Pride.
Yeah, right, sweet.
Pride on the line. You have Anders, I'll have Dirty Work.
Okay, yep.
Righto, done.
All right, beautiful. Those are the 3 Group 1s. You'll obviously be betting everywhere, Dickens, between now and then. You've got Valley on Friday night as well.
Yeah, headed out there with you and Jacko, probably. Sots trots.
If I can be bothered. I'm not going to lie.